Hi, and welcome to Bella's Vistas. Mary, Bella, and I have been traveling North America in search of good times and great photographs. Why not follow along on our adventures? Please like and subscribe. Well, these are the steps up to the Officers Club, the Crow's Nest. There's a periscope here that I want to get a look through. Always planned to do it. I never managed to come here at the right time. Today we're going to do it. Today I'm going to get a tour through here. There it is, the Crow's Nest Officers Club. Got some wooden stairs to go up now. Some amazing masonry and woodwork. And there it is. There's some amazing artifacts here. Ship's wheel, some historic photographs of battles, ships. Wow, it's pretty amazing stuff. Got some very narrow stairs taking us up to the nest. We're going to go up there right now. Wow, look at the artifacts. There's the ship's wheel. Lots of paintings and artwork. And a pan over here. St. John's Harbor out the window. And then here's what we came to see. I've been hearing about this for years and I keep forgetting to come here. Well, there it is. There's the periscope. Some binoculars there. And here's the well-stocked bar. That's Joy behind the counter who's giving us a little tour here. Called her from home before we came here. Very nice to us, very accommodating place. Wonderful little place to visit. Well, after all these years, I get my opportunity to look through the periscope in the Crow's Nest. This is the actual periscope from a captured U-boat. Hard to believe this was a real instrument of war. Probably responsible for sinking a lot of tonnage. Wow, look at that one. That's just amazing. Joy is showing us some of the ship's bells that are behind the bar. These were taken from various ships and used to decorate the Crow's Nest. Joy was wonderful. She gave us a great tour. Very knowledgeable person. Told us everything that we wanted to know.
The gun shields you see on the walls here, these were painted on the first gun up front on the old Corvettes, which were basically a fishing trawler. The bridge was open to the sea, so the boys were always wet, and this room was chosen because of the fact that they were wet. They would come in here to dry off. I thought it was the view of the Narrows, but it wasn't. It was the fireplace, and it was very hidden away, which they needed. St. John's was blacked out and full of spies. The commanders taking the convoys across had no place to talk strategy. And Lady Outerbridge, whose husband, Sir Leonard, Colonel Sir Leonard Outerbridge, owned this building and several, and they picked this one as the best one. So she was the first lady allowed in the building, but there were no women allowed during the war, and there's a sign up there, the legend of the Crow's Nest, is that no women were to be allowed. But if you notice, most of the staff were women. Anyway, the gun shields were painted up front, and last year we found out about one of our gun shields, this one, the HMS Broadway. As you can see, he's smiling, and in his hand he has a fishbowl with a U-boat in it. The HMS Broadway and another corvette called the Bulldog. It's not that one over there particular, but it was the Bulldog. Depth charged this U-boat, chased her down until they damaged her and she had to surrender. She surfaced, they jumped on board and got the Enigma machine and the code books before they had a chance to toss them over the side. And it turned the war in our favor, that act. So he's smiling because he has a secret. They can't talk about it till they break the code, which they do, and which was very important. And so once they got out in a place called the Gap or the Black Hole, which they couldn't cover by air because the planes could only carry so much fuel, the Germans would wait in a wolf pack of U-boats, and once the convoy entered that, they'd start surfacing at night usually, and they'd start taking out supply vessels. So in the beginning, back in '39, they didn't have a handle on fighting them. They would come in here to regroup, losing too many men in ships. And we had a black cat who lived here called Sailor, a female. She'd be sitting somewhere and she'd notice the guys' nerves were very raw, they're right from battle. She would jump down like most animals do, and she'd do her cat thing, purring, and they'd be petting her. And by the time she was finished with them, they were relaxed enough to have a meal. It was a Stewards, a family that lived downstairs, and they would get up whenever these people arrived. We cooked them breakfast, dinner, or supper, whatever they wished. And they said it was the best food they ever had because they never knew they were going to have another meal like that. It was very cold out there. So yes, Sailor saved them from post-traumatic stress relief disorder. She had 8 kittens who would hang out in the antlers of that caribou because cats love heights. And when they got big enough, they took all the cats off to sea on different ships. They loved their cats. Colonel Sir Leonard Outerbridge shot the caribou, and he had the largest rack for North American game in his time. And he's a right-headed, this is called a shovel in the front. He's a right-headed shoveler because it's overlapped when they're feeding. On the post there's our fire escape. That's what they used during the war. St. John's was really flammable, as you know. And the Navy put it back a few years ago. So if the place was on fire, they'd grab the rope and jump out the window.
Wow. There's a souvenir flag from the U-boat. This is one of Nelson's lamps from one of Nelson's ship, a navigation lamp. This nail was driven through the floor of the bar in a contest one evening, and they preserved it for history. Here's some of the propaganda posters that were used to promote the war effort. This is the crew of the U-boat being brought in as prisoners, some of their regalia and insignias. Here is the crow on the mat, signifying the crow's nest. Well, we're just going down the steps now, and we'll be back out in the city and having a little look around, see what else we can find. The War Memorial in St. John's, very, very interesting. Here's the boots on the ground. I was impressed. Little HDR image of the monument.
Hi, we're going to do something completely different. Now I'm shooting some high-speed black and white film, 3200 ISO. It's foggy. We're going to see what we get. There's one. Shooting with the Leica M6, 3200 ISO film. 1,000th of a second at f16. It's foggy. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a while till we process these. I'm going to show you processing the film and making the film.